Welcome back. It is Wednesday, June 26th, and the MLB and our three best bets are on the way. It's Austin, joined by Logan, and today, for the third straight day, joined by your guys' favorite special guest. Get it out. The Broom is here. Another 3-0 on Tuesday. We love to see that. Let's do a victory lap and then dive into today's picks. Guardians, Orioles, over 9.5. Should have been a first five line. They smacked that one. Great call, Logan. I had my Phillies and Tigers, same game parlay. Both teams to not score 6 or more runs. We'll certainly take that. And then our parlay of the day was a sweaty one, but Anthony Volpe came through early, and then we had to sweat another Adley Rutschman at the end of the game. He came through with an infield single. We take those. A 3-0 day on a 9-0 run. We love that. Now, if you want to do some additional winners, we did give out a Freddie Freeman. That was my Dinger Tuesday play, and he hit a home run. Corey Seager did not, but he did get his bases. So, I mean, not terrible. It wasn't a terrible, call. You still got the bases done, but a very good day for us on Tuesday. The goal today is to take that 9-0 run and turn it into a 12-0 run. That is what we're going to try to do. As always, if you are new, do us a favor, go down below, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. Let's hopefully dominate the rest of the season. If you noticed in our record, we're finally into the positives. After a bad start to the year, we're into the positives and we're not looking back. Let's hopefully go and have another winning day and start stringing these winning days to end June, into July, into August, September, you name it. But of course, our first pick of the day should be no surprise. It is our parlay of the day. If you haven't been tapped into these, that's on you. You're missing out on free money because we have now hit a season high 6 straight parlays in a row. As always, we do 2 of the players each to get a hit, and it's going to be on Odds Checker. We post it after this video, so definitely go check it out. Be linked in the pinned comment, the description, and I'll link it at the end of the video once it is live, typically around 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. It is live, so not too far after this video drops, our first pick of the day should be live. And you know what? I'm just going to throw it into my parlay, or my favorite pick of the day. Is we only have 3 picks. We're going to dive into my favorite one, and I'm going to actually a pitcher prop, and it's going to be backing the guy I'm wearing jersey for. All right, I won't lie. This is not his jersey. It's Ryan Mountcastle's, but today I'm backing Grayson Rodriguez of the Baltimore Orioles, under 2.5 earned runs, minus 121 on Caesars. Now, if you're looking for some crazy good value, I imagine Gray Rod to record a win is probably some good plus value. Don't mind that. However, I'm just betting on Gray Rod to get in his under 2.5 earned runs. We need 2 or less, and I'm certainly confident he can get that done. Now, obviously, he's going to have a tough task against a very talented Guardians lineup who did help us out big time yesterday, cashing the over, but I think this is going to be a slower game for the Guardians. I still think the Orioles bats show up, but I don't love the matchup for the Guardians, and I think Gray Rod has a pretty good game today. Now, you look at Gray Rod on the season, 3.82 ERA and a 1.29 whip. Not terrible numbers. His actually expected ERA 3.81. So they feel like he's pitching like he's expected to based on how he's been doing. At home, he's been a lot better though. At home this season, 2.21 ERA and a 1.09 whip. And he's also allowing just a 211 batting average at home compared to 277 on the road. Obviously, he's at home in Camden Yards. Now, the weather is not as good as it was yesterday. I think you're going to see first pitch, which is around 6:40. You might see weather around in the mid 80s. There also is projected some rain coming into Baltimore tonight. It looks like it's going to be pretty late, but if the rain wants to move up and come into, late evening, all good with it, because if Gray Rod goes out there, throws us 2 scoreless, and then the rain delay comes in and he doesn't come back out because it's been an hour rain delay, works for us. We'll cash the under like that. But I'm not banking on that. We're expecting Gray Rod to go 5 or 6 innings here, try to hold this Guardians lineup at bay. And with Gray Rod coming off a terrible start, 5 innings in Houston, 9 hits, 7 earned runs. That is what we cannot afford today, and I think he bounces back here. Gray Rod has always been kind of a up and down type of guy, and we've seen in his 13 starts this year, he's under this line in 10 of 13, very good hit rate. Now, I will note he's allowed 2 earned runs in 6 of those 10 games he went under, so could be sweaty here, but at the end of the day, we see Gray Rod, I think he bounces back in this start. He's actually allowed 7 earned runs twice this season, so he's had some bad starts in there. The last time he allowed 7 earned runs was in Anaheim against the Angels. His next start against a very formidable Yankees offense, 5 2/3, 5 hits, 0 earned runs. And I think he can do that. That was once again a game on the road, and then he came back at home, pitched against the Yankees, pitched well. One thing I love about Grayson Rodriguez, very tough against lefties. This season allowing just a 210 batting average to lefties, and when he's at home, that drops to 177. Why is that important? Well, Gray Rod is a righty, and he's going to see a lot of lefties. The Guardians are a team, unlike a lot of other teams, some teams might rotate 1 or 2 bats in their lineup in terms of if they're facing a righty or lefty. I feel like the Guardians are a team that have a lot of different guys that sometimes don't play depending on who's pitching. They can throw 3 or 4 different guys in that lineup, but think about the guys that he's going to face that are lefties. Steven Kwan, obviously batting crazy this year. Jimenez, he's going to be a lefty here. You have Jose Ramirez, who is a switch hitter. He'll bat not lefty because he's going against the righty. You have both nailers. You have Rocchio. You have Schneemann. I mean, they got a lot of lefties that they can stack in this lineup, and I want them to stack them, honestly, because that's the better split for Grayrod, and I think he can handle his own. Now, I'm not saying he goes out there and holds this Guardians team hitless or, pitches an absolute gem. We can afford a run or two, but I think he pitches decently here. And we saw him actually pitch last year against Cleveland at Cleveland. 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 earned runs. So did go under there. Obviously, this Guardians offense a little bit different than it was then, but I think he can get these timely outs when he needs them. I think Grayson Rodriguez pitches pretty well today, and the line definitely supports that. With the Orioles, losers of 5 straight, are like minus 190 on the money line. So, Grayrod, we need a good start out of you. 2.5 earned runs, and like this, you can afford an error. If Grayrod wants to go out there and give up to get 2 outs, and then there's like 6 errors, that doesn't matter to us because those earned runs will not count as earned; they'll be unearned. I think Grayrod pitches decently today. So I will be fading a very hot offense in the Guardians, but I really think Grayrod has a good game. So give me his under 2.5 earned runs. But I've talked long enough. I'm going to throw it to my man Logan for his favorite pick of the day. Where are you going?
Yeah, I've got another full game over pick, and I'm taking the Marlins and Royals over 9 total runs. Plus 100 odds on Caesars is your best value. Now, this one is the ultimate heat check pick. If I hit this one, I'll truly believe I am dialed in on totals and seeing the board extremely well. I really do like this over, and on paper it's kind of nasty, especially when you're looking at box scores of yesterday. You're going to see a low-scoring 2-1 game last night. The offenses finally show up today and get this total over for us today. I mean, you have a comically low-scoring game. Normally in baseball, you find yourself with an uptick of offense, just law of averages kind of thing. Teams went a combined 4 for 23 with runners in scoring position in the prior 2 games. So you can't say the opportunities weren't there. They just weren't getting those runs across the board. And when that happens, you're sitting on a lot of runs. The odds makers putting this total once again at 9, just a slight downtick from like 9.5 from yesterday. Kind of tells me what I need to know. It's decent hitting conditions at Kauffman, but it's not crazy like 10-mile-per-hour winds blown straight out. And then we got Brady Singer starting for the Royals, 3.29 ERA and a 1.21 WHIP for Brady Singer. Now you look at those numbers and you're like, those are pretty decent, but he's not in good form. I mean, if you look at his last start, it was a decent start against the Rangers, but June hasn't been good as a month for Brady Singer. 5.31 ERA in June. I mean, I've seen this guy get rocked in plenty of situations, and part of his struggles are his baseball savant. If you go and look at his percentile rankings, they're terrible. I mean, we can even start with his expected ERA, which is like a 4.64. That's not great. He's 22nd percentile in barrel percentage, 29th percentile in hard hit percentage. So when he's getting hit, he's getting barreled up, which is how you get those extra base hits. I like, some of these Marlins hitters are able to do that. And then you got Singer also 24th percentile in chase percentage and only 32nd percentile in whiff percentage. Why do I bring up those numbers? Because those are huge. Because Brady Singer is a strikeout pitcher. When you're a strikeout pitcher, you got to be missing bats, and Brady Singer's not missing bats consistently. That's how he finds himself in trouble, and he's had a rough month. These hitters this month have made Brady Singer pay for his mistakes. I think the Marlins are certainly capable of doing that. You also look at Singer. He's allowed a home run in 4 out of his last 5 starts. I've mentioned mistakes. When he's making the mistakes, they're going a long way. Hopefully the Marlins are able to capitalize on those mistakes. There are several Marlins hitters in this lineup that actually can hit for power. I know they might not come to mind as like, oh, this is a great power hitting team, but they are there. Brian De La Cruz is just one of those guys that comes to mind. I think guys like him can have a big day against Brady Singer. I just look at Brady Singer and I think he's liable for 3 to 4 runs himself. And then on the other side, we've got a rookie making his MLB debut, Valente Belloso, I think is how you pronounce his name. Don't know. It's Spanish, so I'm flexing my Spanish there. I'm not going to say Belloso. I'm pretty sure that's not how it's pronounced. But Belloso had a 5.66 ERA and a 1.39 WHIP in AAA. That's a really high ERA. And if you're doing that in AAA, my philosophy is you got to come out into the majors and prove to me that you can pitch at a major league level and not be bad. He wasn't even that good in AAA. Why are the Marlins throwing him into this situation? Quite frankly, they have to. They are so injury depleted in their rotation. It's not even funny. And so they're having to thrust a young guy in there. Bad situation. It's worth noting we see the Royals team total set to 5.5. That's when the books put teams at that 5.5 team total. Normally they're saying, hey, there's going to be a lot of runs scored, at least on this side. I think the Royals are liable for, at least 6, potentially 7 runs themselves. Why? Because I just think they're going to make a pitcher like this guy pay for just no experience. Because a lot of these hitters in this Royals lineup have not been good this month, but they are certainly capable. They're still hitting 267 at home this season, which is a good batting average at home. They're not as good on the road. KC has been in a slump this month against righties, only hitting 213 this month. But I think the perfect breakout of a slump spot is actually against a pitcher making his MLB debut. I mean, you think about these pitchers that haven't seen, an MLB lineup before. Normally, they're making a lot of pitches right across the middle of the plate, mistakes like that. It's up to Kansas City to hit this guy. I mean, if they can't hit this guy, then I don't know who they're going to hit. And then we go to the bullpens. This is where I also find an advantage for the over. Kansas City, 22nd in bullpen ERA. Miami, 19th in bullpen ERA. We haven't seen late game blowups from these bullpens yet, which just means they're due. I mean, when I look at these series games and I'm like, wow, they haven't really been scoring late game like I thought. That just means they're sitting on run opportunities. Each of these bullpens are liable for 5 runs themselves. I like the over a lot in this game between the Marlins and Royals. Not necessarily an over that your eye is drawn to and that you're thinking over, but I think it's really going to get the job done for us today, Austin.
And those are our favorite picks of the day. Those are just 3 picks. We just have some others that we considered, but I like the Twins tonight, but I just don't really want to trust them a ton. Ryan Nelson has been pretty good at getting those timely out. So 3 picks. We're going to try to duplicate what we did yesterday. Go 3-0. A reminder, our picks today, Marlins and Royals over 9. Then I have Grayson Rodriguez under and earned runs. Then our final pick of the day will be our parlay of the day, going for a 7th straight. I don't know if we'll be able to do it, but we certainly will live and find our favorite 2 hitters to get a hit. So go check it out. I'll link it on the screen, probably around here once it is live. Go check that out. It will also be linked down below in the pinned comment and the description. So y'all have a wonderful Wednesday. We'll see you guys back tomorrow with some more picks, and hopefully our favorite guest will be back for one more day. We'll see you guys again tomorrow on Wednesday. We'll see you then. Or Tuesday, Thursday. You know what I mean. Peace.